Welcome to the NerdLore podcast. We talk stories, theories, and lore. I'm one of your four hosts, Shiny Shoes.
I'm MollyKanHas.
I'm ElectricAdriland.
And I am Crashstarling.
And welcome back to Season 3 of NerdLore. Tonight, as you could probably tell, we have two new co-hosts in the building. They're going to be here for a while. So tonight's episode is Getting to Know You. So we're going to each go around the horn, ask a question to get to know the other people that we are hosting with. Molly, take it away.
Will. So my question, there was a pandemic. You guys may have heard about this. It was the best thing that happened to most of us. So my question is, what is something awesome that happened to you while you were locked up in your house, or barring that, while you were out on the streets with no one else out there? That one's for Shiny Shoes specifically.
You know me all too well. So, for me, my favorite thing to happen during the pandemic, I had a child. I didn't. My wife did. But it's technically half...
It's not like you found it.
It's technically... Well, okay. So, I got to... Because my job is pretty generous with, like, paternal leave, I got to spend 6 weeks in the house with the child, and we hung out. Like, she's way cooler now. Like, when she was like a baby, like, she was cool still, but like, she can't really do much because she's just like like, they can't even hold their
tricks yet.
Like, yeah, they can't hold their head up and they can't do anything. But now she's learned all kinds of tricks. Like, she's pretty much walking and she points at things and she doesn't know words or anything, but she's like, nah. I'm like, no, that's a clock. Nah, it's close. Dresser. Nah, yeah, that's your food. So, like, that is probably the coolest thing that has happened to me for the pandemic. I would, outside of that, oh man, it was a year. I got a new car, and it's the first time I've ever bought a car that wasn't just for transportation, but I bought it because it looked nice. So I guess that'd be a cool thing to happen to me. What a year.
I was sure you were going to say it was all the strangers touching you.
Well, I don't mind that too much, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. That's beautiful, Shiny. Watching a little kid grow and do things cool.
Can she say dresser now?
No, but she can say dada. She goes dada, and so I'll make a dinosaur noise, which is just a really loud screech, and she does the same thing. And I'm getting her to help me, like, learn how to bully my wife. So, like, I'll walk in and I'll yell and raise both my arms in the air like I'm angry, and she does it too. So soon we'll be able to give the missus the business.
God, I want that so bad for the out of context channel. I want that video so badly.
I think you're gonna have to record that for purposes.
Like, you need to, if you haven't taken video of this already, you need to stand.
Please do.
I got a little bit
It's
of it
for
right now.
content.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Molly?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. The best thing for me that happened to me is that I guess I couldn't convince friends that lived in places that weren't cool enough to have Discord already to use it. But once they were all locked up in their house, I was like, ha, bitches, I know just the thing. Now you have to hang out with me online and we can watch stuff together.
Yes.
And that was great. And now I really don't go anywhere because I work from home.
Listen, you made me watch that really weird movie that I still don't know if I can...
You watch. Yes.
I still don't know if I spiritually understand what happened, but it was a joyous time. I actually had to watch the ending of it the next day at work just because I hadn't seen it, and it got weirder.
You can't. I was like, that's not a movie you can stop halfway through because you won't get your questions answered. You still won't get them answered by the end.
I finished it and I didn't answer any questions. I had more.
What movie was this?
Yeah, what?
It's called House, but it's a Japanese film from the 70s.
Yeah.
It's dynamite. So interesting.
It's got a lot going on.
I was confused. I had to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
I think I
even
need to.
Understanding.
Because I only saw it the once, and I'm like, well.
Yeah, that's a multi-watch.
In all honesty, I don't know how many times you could watch it to actually get it. I don't know if there is a number, but eventually you're just gonna be like, okay, this is just how the world is. I understand now.
It changes you.
Yeah.
This is so infinitely confusing considering I've never seen this film, and the way you're describing it just seems like not something I want to watch.
Oh, you want to watch it?
You do want to watch it.
Oh no.
You will watch it.
That's right. Assert dominance. I like that.
Girl on girl violence, we'll say.
Right?
That's true. That is true.
That's it. That's going to be my solo episode now. We're going to have a discussion around House, so now you have to watch it to be informed to join the book club.
I thought your solo episode was going to be girl on girl violence, and I was like, color me intrigued.
I'll be Molly in my collab. Girl on girl violence.
On the street and report back their content.
Square it up. Tear my shirt off.
All right, Adrian, what about you?
So I was on the opposite end of the spectrum for the pandemic. I was considered an essential worker. So I was down in my grocery trenches, all that. I loved how there was no one on the streets. My commute to work went cut in half. There was nobody out. And I also have never felt more important in my life as I did when I was the one that had access to toilet paper. So I would be the savior unto dirty butts everywhere. And I remember one time I was going to my usual gas station and the checker didn't have any. So we just did a basic like drug deal in the parking lot where I was like, come on, quick, get into my trunk. And I was dealing out some rolls and I'm like, okay, run back inside. There you go. For your family.
Hey, you got the 2-ply?
I got that 2-ply. I had that Charmin Bear.
Oh,
I had the good.
That's how you know it's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was a rotating menu each week. Like one week I can get you some Cottonelle. Next week I can maybe get you some Quilted Northern if I play my cards right.
Yeah.
We got store brand.
Oh, yeah.
But
as a fellow essential worker, I feel you to a degree that non-essential workers will never understand what it was like to argue with a lady that she didn't need 48 cans of Wolf chili, but her son needed them.
well, he's gonna need that toilet paper I'm hawking too.
Yeah,
He's eating that much Wolf chili. My God. But
yeah, that's awesome.
It's very much a bright side, like a retrospective bright side for me. Because when I was in it, that shit sucked. People were animals. But now looking back, I'm like, yeah, I was somebody.
I was a toilet paper girl.
You were a toilet paper dealer. You were like, yeah.
Big toilet paper royalty.
The queen of toiletries.
Queen of toiletries. Swabber of buns. I meant something to people.
No.
Forever may she reign. All right, what about you, Crash?
I can't top that. Why are you asking me? I can't top that. I will say that my first month or two of the pandemic was me at home getting paid because I worked at a school and there were no kids in the school. And then when I went back to the school, there were still no kids, so I just sat around and watched movies all day. And somehow I have something better than that, which is I got my 2 rabbits during the pandemic. And I love both of them so much. They're great.
Are they finally friends now?
They are. The brown one is still really feisty. Like today, I gave him a little kiss on the forehead, and he bit my hand because he was like, "Dude, come on, bro. Like, I'm into women rabbits. You can't be kissing your homies like that." And I'm like, coward.
He doesn't know what he's missing.
Like, no homo.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
kiss our homies goodnight.
every time. All right. So, my question, and I'll start off, is give me an embarrassing story.
Not a question.
What is an embarrassing story you have? Gotcha. So, I'll start. I'll never forget. So, as a kid, I was in like 6th grade, and I'm not gonna say that I was chunky then, but I was pretty chunky. So I was going to this brand new school, like meeting new people, all that fun stuff. So like my 3rd day there, I go to my science class. I go to the science class, you know, there's a kid in there, and he's like your typical like trying to pick on me kid. But the problem was like he was smaller than me, so what ended up happening is, like, before the teacher came in, he was, like, trying to mess with me. We kind of ended up wrestling, and I kind of, like, you know, tossed him to the side. And then I go to try to sit down in my chair, but when I toss him to the side, he kind of hit the chair. Well, as I go to sit down in the chair, the entire chair, like, kind of implodes. So, like, the little desk part, you know, they have the circle, the arm that comes around you? Mm-hmm. So the circle part came around and like wrapped around my legs, and then it kind of locked in place, and then the legs kind of fell out. So it's like, haha, fat kid broke a chair. Well, that was already embarrassing because like the girl that I was crushing on at the time, like she was in the class and saw that. But even worse, we couldn't get me out of it. So they had to get like other male teachers to come to the classroom to try to pry this desk apart. And then after we finally got the desk apart, because, you know, eventually the teacher yelled at me in front of the whole class for breaking a desk. I was like, oh.
What a terrible teacher.
I know.
And I remember I went home and like, well, I was like, how's school today? I'm probably never going back. So there's that.
Understand.
I destroyed school property today. Don't ask.
And got shamed for it to boot.
I'll never forget. And then like it was like 3 or 4 weeks later, she brought it up. Like she was in the middle of teaching, and then she said something like, "Oh yeah, you could probably just like break a chair or something." And, like everybody looked at me. I was like, "Oh yeah, make fun of the fat kid."
Now you can look back on that moment and with pride because your booty was too powerful for that chair to be contained.
I clapped that chair out of existence pretty much. I only imagine like they put it behind the school and it probably just sat there for a long time, just like a sad broken chair. And like, you did this to me, Anthony, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Just it was that chair's time to go. I'm telling you.
Pray for Mojo.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay.
I thought you were gonna say you became one with the chair and you just had to wear it home after that, and it's actually still stuck to you.
Get on
And
the
it's still
bus.
stuck to you.
Like, get on the bus with it and just sit down. Everybody.
Like, that's right, I've got my own personal bubble.
You do. It's your own chair. Now you can use it to carry the baby around too.
Like, and you remember like 6th grade, like how much like appearances and like that's all that mattered. And like as soon we moved schools eventually after that again, and I was so happy not to be the kid that broke a chair anymore. Like, you don't even know.
I'm glad for you. That's a terrible fate to be relegated to, especially in 6th grade. It's cutthroat out there, man.
Yeah, you're
No matter
just
who you are.
you're learning about
the worst.
yourself. The absolute
You're learning.
worst. Yeah.
You're hitting puberty, and I'm wondering where my boobs are and getting pissed off about that.
I'm stuck in a chair, so like
Never gonna find love. Never find love.
Yeah, no,
So,
yeah, I feel it. No one's gonna love Chair Boy.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Chair boy and the flatty get made fun of till the dawn of time.
I was just running out of the bathroom because I was scared there was an alligator in the toilet. So I'd run in, go pee really fast, flush it really fast, and then run out.
This all makes sense to me.
So you're a world champion peer.
My ass
Join the tribe team?
by an alligator, so it worked out.
And now you've got a cool talent.
Backed up by science.
Molly,
Yes.
what's something embarrassing?
Do you want it to be like cringy?
Oh yeah. Well, the
How
worst.
hard do you want to cringe?
Getting hot and bothered over here.
I don't like this.
It's pretty hot.
I have a couple of options. Do bodily fluids or no bodily fluids?
I think
No
for
bottle.
Molly already choked over here. You gotta stop.
I think for the time being, maybe we'll know about influence, but you never know what next week will bring. So
Bodily.
really,
I like the option.
yeah, it's always on the table.
Okay, so no bodily fluids. Got it. That's fine. Hopefully I can help communicate to you just like how painfully embarrassing this was for me personally. So it was 2011, a different time, in my hometown of Reno, Nevada, and they had a science fiction and fantasy convention there called WorldCon, which is a book lovers sci-fi fantasy convention, and it moves to a different city every year, and it was in Reno that year. I don't know why, because Reno's awful. Shout out to my hometown. So I showed up to like try and get tickets because they advertised it so poorly. I had no idea it was in town until the day that it started. So once I learned about it, I showed up and I was waiting around to get tickets. Because it's a smaller convention, we'll say, probably around 1,000 people. It wasn't like sold out or anything.
Yeah.
And while I'm waiting in line for my tickets, and I've already seen a couple of like fantasy authors that I like idolize, and I still do. And this is like the early days of Twitter, so sometimes I'd seen their Twitter profile pictures, and I would be like, "Oh, that's Brent Weeks," or like, "Oh, that's Kate Elliott," and just being a complete fucking dork. And then I saw someone walk by, and I was like, "Oh, that's Brandon Sanderson." And I fucking like broke out of line, ran up to this person and was like, "Oh my God, I'm such a big fan of your books. I just wanted to let you know. I'm sorry. I hope this isn't awkward, like red face, gushing, just the full fan package there, being really awkward." And then I ran off. And so my TJ, my partner at the time, he's like, "Why are you... Did you have are you working on a project with," I forget his name now, but his name was like Rob something. He was a teacher at the local community college that I had worked with on a different thing, because I volunteered at the community college because I was super good. And he's like, "Do you guys work on a project? Like, what was that about?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck." And then I emailed him about it later, and he was like, "It's cool. I bet that author was really excited to meet."
Oh, no.
He's like, "And it was nice to know what it feels like to be a really famous author." And I never saw him again, thank God.
Good, yeah, that's probably for the best.
I don't know
100%.
if I'm like, maybe that wasn't cringy enough, but for me, like, I still am like, oh God.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
Really, really awkward thing to do.
Personal cringe hits harder than any other
Oh
cringe.
yeah, because you can
Signed
never.
by Brandon Sanderson later.
You
And I was
can,
like, "Oh, you're
Very
Rob
nice.
so-and-so."
you can never underestimate how when you are specifically know how bad you fucked up, but really nobody else does. And you just have to think about it for the rest of your life, and it just sits inside
Yeah.
you. I almost wrote
Yeah.
down that the embarrassing part was living in Reno. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, one thought it was because all of these like authors that had never been there, and they're like, "So smoky in all the casinos. Oh, it's so hot. Oh God, it's so windy. Ah." And you're like, "Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
it would be like that in Reno."
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's Reno.
Reno.
You're like,
It's the
"Yep,
breaks.
that's
Awesome.
the one."
Yeah. All right, Adrian, what you got?
All right, so this one is a childhood cringe story about 6th grade, because that was just apparently a wild year for
What
everybody.
a rough year.
It was. I don't know if any of your guys' school did this, but we had a talent show at the end of the year. So, of course, I want to get in on that and do a musical act. So, myself, 3 other friends, 2 girls, 1 guy, we decide, okay, let's do something. We're going to do a musical act. So you can already tell that this is going to go nothing short of well.
Yeah.
And we were practicing and practicing and practicing. But we fucked up because we didn't really understand the song we were singing. Because we chose I Touch Myself by Divinal. And at the time, we thought, like, touching yourself meant, like, giving yourself a hug. And so we thought it was kind of about self-love and acceptance. Like, I touch myself when I think about you. You make me happy, and so I don't know. I'm giving myself a hug. So we're doing that, like, little fucking, like, 11-year-old girls and guy just talking about touching themselves. So the teachers cut us off once they realized what was happening. And I wasn't embarrassed at the time. It was retroactive. Like, I had no shame. I was getting into it with soul. But afterwards, I figured out, you know, that's the implication of the song. No wonder they cut us off. And, you know, I never did a talent show again.
Do you not have a story that I have to follow up with that is not amazing? That's amazing!
I would have moved.
So it's retroactive
Listen.
cringe.
You went totally wrong. I mean, it is about self-love.
It is. I was in the ballpark.
Hugging yourself.
It's about hugging
Special
yourself.
hugging yourself.
Special hugging myself.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to move now for you. Like, I just want to be where I feel bad for you. I don't want to have to be in the same spot to retroactively move so that you wouldn't have to do that ever again. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
That's
It
awesome.
was a career-ending move, you know?
Yeah, middle school's never the same. Never the same.
No, it wasn't. I was touching self, girl, for a while. Thankfully, that faded out pretty quick.
That faded? Like, I was gonna say, kids are mean, and I could not, if I feel like if I did that at my school, I would be forever known as, like, there he is, there's the horny choir boy.
No, see, generally, but unless something more fucked up and embarrassing happens to override it, that's the case. And I was luckily overridden by a guy we called Tape Kid, because he'd always tape his eyes like open and start running around and doing pterodactyl noises. So everybody kind of focused on Tape Kid and not touching Self Girl anymore. So I was spared.
Unrelated. Do you have any way I can get a hold of Tape Kid? This guy seems hella cool. Pterodactyl noises? Tape?
I think I have
Two of
him
my
on,
favorite
on the
things.
gram. I might have to
I'm
go
just
check.
gonna go get some tape and try it out for myself.
Yeah.
We could be Tape Kid. I mean, we can have a cosplay episode soon if you guys want.
That's the foil hats for the conspiracy theory ones. We'll hold on that for a little while. I only hope that as a parent that eventually I get to go to some kind of talent show or something like that where this happens, just so I can be like, oh shit, I hope it's not my daughter. But I hope
No.
something else. I'm like, oh, well, we out here. We're doing things today. That's awesome. Yeah.
Some other kid can go wild up there.
If the parents didn't stand up and give you a standing ovation, they were in the wrong, not you.
There were a lot of dads,
Oh,
especially,
yeah,
just
I would-
being like, and dying about it. And I'm like, well, shit. Maybe this is my future in comedy instead. No, you take them where you get them.
Yeah.
I turned out all right.
Yeah. So good. Crashstarling, good luck.
Oh yeah, fucking thanks. I had 2 stories prepared, but one is too similar to Adriland's, where it was literally. I'll give you the synopsis, right?
Yes.
I was at a Catholic picnic that we held every year, and they had a karaoke stand, and my dumbass thought I could sing, but I picked Love Shack, and then realized halfway through the song I don't know the words to Love Shack. So there's like 8-year-old me, like, I get through Love Shack, and then it's like there's more island shit, and I just stood there while people were like like upset Karen grandmas were like, "You do what at the Love Shack?" But the actual story, right? The actual story is in high school. I'm pretty sure it was like freshman year. We had a literal cosplay event where you had to dress like a famous person, right? And I want you to take a guess because I'll give you an idea. I had long hair. I had very long curly wavy hair. And who do you think I dressed up as? Just give me a famous person, anyone.
The vampire lady from Helsing.
Jim Morrison.
No.
Kurt Cobain.
No. You're not even in the ballpark because it's a woman.
Amelia Bedelia.
Oh, I was close.
Reba McEntire.
What's the name of the girl that has Clifford?
Why would I know that?
Oh, it has Clifford?
Like
Is this high school?
Emily Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, she has Clifford. Yeah.
Yes, McCoy? Oh wait, you said it was a girl.
Was it that or no? Was I wrong?
No, it was not Emily Elizabeth. So
I was close.
I woke up that morning. I got dressed in a pencil plaid skirt and like a button down that I tied inside out and a blonde wig, and I was Britney Spears.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I show up to school, right? And I'm I'm not just Britney Spears. I'm like full on in the sexy outfit Britney Spears. And I look over and there's two other fucking girls dressed up in the same outfit. So here I am, like a 200-pound big dude dressed up like Britney Spears, standing next to two fucking I'm talking like two cheerleaders actually dressed like Britney Spears. And they did like a popularity vote, right? I didn't even win.
Oh no.
So I'm just in the morning dressed like this. Had to spend half the day dressed in this pencil skirt. My legs got so cold by the end of it, and I didn't even win.
Yeah,
Never again.
Shit, you wore it best.
Definitely 100%. They're just
Admit
jealous.
it, you cowards.
Well, next time you'll wear pantyhose.
Hell yeah.
That's what really would have put me over the line.
Yeah.
Or the pigtails.
And it'll keep your legs warm too.
I did have the
true.
pigtails. I had a wig on.
Oh,
I was like, no, I had the pigtails.
Okay, it's important.
Did you walk around and tell everyone that you were a slave for them?
Ooh.
That might have sealed the deal.
Did you have the
Right?
dance down?
No. I was just being a sexy bitch.
All right,
sure
well.
you-
On your belly button.
I did have to show my belly button. It was the worst.
Yeah, God, you should have just pierced it just for the fun of it. Gave us
Pretty sure.
pictures.
I'm pretty sure you
Took a clip-on earring.
people that day. Something awakened.
Yeah, deep down.
Nothing awakened. Never.
Oh yeah. Adrian, what's your question?
All right. My question to all of you is one game, you have to pick just one that defines your childhood, one that you fiended after and spent a bunch of time on and have just the best memories with.
What age range are you determining childhood? I think that makes a lot of difference.
It really does. We're going to say 8 years old to teen years.
Listen, there's no other answer besides Pokemon then. That is like all I played until I got a PlayStation when I was in the 7th grade. And then I got an N64 at the same time. But guess what? I got the N64 just to play more Pokemon Stadium. So it was Pokemon. Like growing up, my very first system was a Game Boy, and it wasn't the game the big brick one. It was the one after that, Game Boy Pocket. It's like a little red one, and it was black and white, and you couldn't see it, and I'd get in trouble because I'd literally be on my bed, hunkered into my window because there was a street lamp on, and it would shine in my window, and if I held it just right, I could see enough to play the game. So that is literally what I did every night, all the time. I would play in the car to the point where I'd make myself sick because I get car sick real easily, and they'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw up." They're like, "Are you playing that game again?" No. But I was.
But he was.
These days will never understand no backlighting.
Yeah.
No backlight.
Oh my god. And then So I played that, and then yellow version came out, and like my family, they didn't have money, so I would have to hustle for things like other kids, basically. So in order to get yellow version, I traded him like a blue version, and then a bunch of other stuff. Like I did this kid's some essays for this kid, like did some stuff at the school fair. Like we got these little tickets that would buy things at the school fair. So I gave him all my tickets, so I didn't get to buy anything there. So I got his yellow version. And then Crystal or Silver came out. And when Silver came out for Christmas, I got a Game Boy Color. And my grandpa got me the little plug-in light with it. You know, the little swirl. The
Bougie now.
the swirly one.
We out here.
When I
Grandma
tell you,
coming in clutch.
when I tell you I was grounded weekly for stealing the batteries out of the remotes, that is not a lie. There was never batteries in our house. They're always gone. It's got to be Pokemon for me though. Like probably up until like
Absolutely.
probably until like 8th grade, like when I was like 13, 14. Like that's the one. Definitely. What about you, Molly?
Shocking to learn that you love Pokemon so much. Truly.
It's a good answer.
I didn't get a gaming console until I was in high school, but we had a Mac, you know, one of the ones that had like the rainbow apple on it.
Yeah.
So I played, just gonna embarrass myself, but I played Burnout a lot. Really liked racing games, and I played the shit out of Burnout on not the PC, on the Mac at the time.
That had like the little oil slick, right? Like if you'd hit it, your car would spin out. What a great game!
What a great game! I loved, like, probably more than anything, going around like the San Francisco-esque map with the hills. And then like since I lived in Reno, we went to San Francisco sometime, and it's like I wanted to do that so bad. In the car, I would try to get my mom. I'd be like, "Come on, Mom!" No, she was like, "Molly, we're not gonna do that." And I was like, "Oh, please."
Oh, boo. Come on, make Burnout real.
Yeah. I'm like, I played Burnout and watched so much porn on that computer. Oh my god.
That computer, we put it through the paces.
Yeah.
I did.
And I respect
I got banned from the computer room because, you know, that's like a thing people used to have. And I used to get limited to 1 hour a day in there, and my mom would lock the door.
Bro,
Actually, I should have done that for my current story, because I broke into my own house to get more computer time
hell yeah.
when I was like 12. I was in so much trouble.
Man, my freshman year, my uncle, like I lived with my uncle my freshman year, so he would used to get on my instant messenger and pretend to be me to like talk to all the kids. That's creepy enough. So we moved past that though. One of my
Just gonna go past that. Okay.
Listen.
We got a lot to unpack here, but
listen, that is
This is
the worst
not a
part.
therapy circle, buddy. This might not be the place.
One of my like best friends, still to this day, like he's a streamer like STL Rage. He's one of my good buddies. He knew that I wasn't home. He knew that I was at work. So he got on his instant messenger and cyberbullied my uncle through instant messenger so bad that my uncle pretty much got rid of the laptop. He was so angry because he got cyberbullied. It's awesome.
Which instant messaging client was it? We talking AIM, MSN?
It was AIM, because you know you'd make your name like you know whatever you were feeling emotionally at that time, because you were you know you were high school and you had all this emotion. Yeah,
I had feelings.
I set my
Signing
status
it out so my crush sees me.
Yeah.
Wants to talk to me.
Set status to sad. So I hope we're ready for that. Yeah,
We're sad. Ask me about it so I can say nothing's wrong.
I feel you, Molly. I didn't get another computer again for a long time. Damn uncle getting cyberbullied.
Fucking uncle.
Yeah.
Did he have to ruin your fun?
He ruined it for you. That's just unfair to me. That's like a cosmic injustice that I feel has not been righted.
I tell that kid all the time, I'm like, you remember you cyberbullied my uncle and I didn't get to use the computer ever again? And he just laughs and laughs and laughs. Jerk.
Oh my god. I want to hear the story from the horse's mouth, honestly, is what all he did.
I know he was not very nice. Basically just trash talking him the whole time. Oh, super
Beautiful.
good. Need more of that in my life. What about, so what's yours, Adrian?
Alright, so for me, especially between around the age range, 3D platformers were my shit. They have always been my shit. And the one I'd have to pick out of all of them would be Ratchet and Clank. I remember my friend across the street and I would just spend hours replaying it and replaying it and replaying it. Like, it never got old. And it only got better with the sequels. And
I think so. Like, I played so much like Crash Bandicoot. Like that was the one for, and Super Mario 64. Oh man.
Yep. All those.
Yeah.
Little entry levels.
That's a good time for gaming. Like back before you had any online, like you would just sit in your room and play the same game for hours. Like
over and over. And New Game Plus was really freaking good, so I'd be rolling that.
Hey, you want to come over to my house, watch me play Star Fox?
Yeah. You want to start a new game? You want to try and go get the cool guns again? But it's just, there's a unique joy for me, honestly, in platforming and doing your swoops and your whoops and using all your cool equipment upgrades to get through a really difficult level. And that's a unique feeling for me to platforming, and one of my best memories just with gaming and with my friend across the street in general. Yeah. We had so many days where it's just like, play, and then we just play and have snacks all day. For our frozen Go-Gurts, we'd get through an entire big 12-pack of frozen Go-Gurts while playing Ratchet and Clank, and that's just a memory that's so dear to my heart.
Like at that time, my grandmother was like, y'all can't stay in the house and play video games all day. I kid you not. We set up the gaming system in the garage, and like all the kids in the neighborhood would come over and sit in the garage and play games with us. It's like Texas. It's in the middle of the summer. It's like 200 degrees outside. We're just going to sit in there and play Smash Brothers all day. Let's go.
Yeah. Because I'm not getting heat exhaustion in here. I'm having fun in here.
What am I going to do? Go outside and throw rocks at the alligators? Probably.
Go outside.
The toilet gators.
Yeah, toilet gators. There's fire ants out there. I ain't going outside.
Yeah, there's fire ants and toilet gators and
mosquitoes.
sand squanches. I don't want to go out there. I'm scared.
Probably gang violence. I didn't even think of that. So
peer pressure to do drugs, marijuanas, and heroines.
Yeah,
I can't. I gotta stay inside.
Go to the basketball court. There could be a dance off. I don't want that. So
God, snap at me aggressively, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got chills, man. Can't see my goosebumps, but I do.
What about you, Crashed?
I was gonna say Pokemon, but then you stole it from me because you're ahead of me.
Man,
it's not. If it's not Pokemon, it's Kingdom Hearts 2, man. I played so much. Literally, okay. The best thing about this is I didn't know there was a Kingdom Hearts 1. I didn't know. So I played Kingdom Hearts 2, and then I played Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, thinking that was Kingdom Hearts 1. So, well, that actually is not entirely true.
I'm sorry about that Chain of Memories.
Yeah, I played Chain of Memories, had no idea what the hell was happening, never finished it, and then I played 2, and they were like, Sora was screaming about how important Kairi was, and I'm like, who the fuck is Kairi?
Yeah.
I was like,
who are any of you?
I'm like, who the fuck are all these characters? Wait, Mickey Mouse is here? Like, I didn't know what was going on. And then, I was playing 2, and my friend, who had also bought 2 at the same time, we had finished it or like around the same time, and he's like, dude, that was so good. Like, it really tied together a bunch of stuff from Kingdom Hearts. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? You like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories? He's like, no, Kingdom Hearts 1. And I'm like, what do you mean Kingdom Hearts 1?
What?
It took me 6 years to play Kingdom Hearts 1.
The critically acclaimed game changer Disney Final Fantasy mashup. That is honestly amazing to me. That you like Chain of Memories. Yeah, a lot of people missed that, given it would be a platform jump too. Missing 1, holy.
I missed all of 1. Had no idea who Ansem or any of the people were. I had no idea who it was.
Bro, the story. The story for Kingdom Hearts is already so difficult, and you just took out like there's no way you had any fucking idea what was going on.
No,
Like,
I had no idea. I was like, okay, I'm Sora, and then there's Donald and Goofy are here, and I know, yeah, they were there, and I'm like, okay, they're losing their memories about all their friends, and I'm like, I don't know who these fucking friends are though, so it's not important. And then they were like, we're Organization 13. You met our leader before and killed him. I'm like, cool. I remember that happening, but that's probably something I just didn't pay attention to.
I've never seen that guy in my life.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is Ansem? Who's Kyrie?
I just
the Keyblade.
Yeah, I was like,
Dual wields.
there's like this like TikTok of this guy, and he's in a cowboy hat, and he's got a nice mustache, and all it is somebody says something crazy, and he just goes, "What?"
I love that one.
That's all I can imagine you after every cutscene. Just what?
I want you to find me that TikTok or
I'll
something. I'm gonna have
send
to go look for that
I'll
because
send
I want to see that.
It's
I've
really
never
good.
seen it.
He's just like,
It's
what?
good.
What?
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that is wow.
That's just
good.
that.
Good story. All right,
I'm
Crash.
glad he took Pokemon from you because that story is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna close this out with a pretty simple question because I believe all of us are anime watchers now, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna need just a quick character, an underappreciated, overpowered character that would body Goku from everyone.
Ooh, underappreciated character that would body Goku. Goku's pretty strong, but I don't think Goku could actually beat. No. I don't think Goku beats Itachi. And I'll say it.
I don't think he does either.
I don't think.
I
I think he plays around too much and gets caught in the infinite Tsukiyomi or into Amaterasu and dies. So, all right.
Yeah, nah, I'll give you that one. I think that's true.
I think he plays around too much and just gets killed that way. Molly.
I don't know if I have a good answer because I'm like,
Just be audacious then. Just throw out someone you're just.
I'm gonna, but I'm like, I can either go, it'll be like One Punch Man,
Right.
or, which seems too easy.
Right? I was gonna say it kind of does.
or whatever like Gurren Lagann's final form is at the end when they're like fighting literal galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
The final, yeah, I think so too. Good answer.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I think you're right. What about you, Adrian? Who do you think?
Probably Guts from Berserk, to be honest. I think he, given the layout of his armor, his sword, motherfucking hand cannons, I think he could stand up because he's slaying demons like nobody's business. So I think he could.
It's gonna be hard. Like you gotta
be a solid contender.
You know, the hardest part is determining power levels between universes. That's what's really gonna matter there.
We need to like find some middling factor.
Yeah.
That would give us those power levels, but I feel a fair amount of confidence.
Yeah, I'd play that fighting game.
That is audacious, but I love your confidence and Guts because I love Guts and I just want to see him body Goku now.
I do too. I just love watching body shit in general. Just
I want to see him wrestle naked.
wrestle.
Now you're talking my language now.
Moldering with violence.
I was like, those are some big men. I don't know if you want to be in a 30-mile radius while they're wrestling. You might die.
do.
But what a hell of a way to go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh heidi ho, what a hell of a way to go. I'll be there. And I'll be there I'll borrow Molly's sunglasses and just take it all in. Bathe me in it.
Like, I'm ready.
Oh my, I'm trying so hard to move on from this so I don't start imagining it. My top tier, 100%, Sailor Moon bodies Goku.
Easy clap, no doubt.
If you ever go into Sailor Moon, like the things that she actually can do, compared to any fucking Goku you want, she bends reality. She blows up universes. It's no contender.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon.
100. I agree. 100%. Easy.
Yeah.
All right. So
It didn't occur to me as the easy option. That was One Punch Man, like Molly said. But yeah, I'm with you there.
So this has been the first episode back of the NerdLore podcast. You can find us anywhere podcasts can be found. So Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Pandora, Podbean. I'm forgetting a lot of them. They exist. Just look up NerdLore. It'll be in there somewhere. If you guys had any thoughts or questions on the comments, go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let us know what you think. This has been I'm Shiny Shoes, and then below me
I'm
is
MollyKanHas.
I'm ElectricAdriland.
I'm Crashstarling.
we will see you guys next